Oh, thank goodness it worked first time. Okay. It saves me so much time when it actually works, and it doesn't not work. Weird how that works. When it not works. This is a great start to the stream already, I can already tell. Okay. 1 second here. There we go. Just gonna spam the channel updates channel all over again. Okay, back to Yu-Gi-Oh! And we actually have... I'm in a much better mood than I was earlier today, because I figured out that there's actually a bunch more cards that I didn't think were in the game. So I thought I was using some sort of search engine, like a specialized search engine, to search the cards and where to find the cards in this game, to see if they were in the game, and if so, where I could find them. And some of the information was a bit inconsistent, and some of the newer stuff I looked for, like, say, Hita, like the Hita Link monster that I can use to fetch Uria, I was under the impression was not actually in the game. But I found a different search engine that seems like the main difference is that it's incorporating the DLC, or the whole V-Reigns thing, which I'm not sure how much has actually changed as of V-Reigns, because a lot of the stuff I found out actually isn't even from the V-Reigns section of the game, but it turns out a shit ton of cards that I thought weren't in this game actually are in this game. And I can really only think of 2 cards total right now that I've looked for that so far I cannot confirm are in this game at all. One of them, sadly, is Magical Broker. Still, I would love if Magical Broker was in this game. The other one is the Deep Sea Minstrel that would make the combo with the Umi effect and Tornado Wall work, but that seems not to be an option. Other than that, something like 90% or more of the cards I've looked up actually are in fact in this game, which is amazing. Honestly, that's fucking awesome. And it turns out some of them are actually... you can actually get them now. Like, I don't even need to advance into 5Ds yet to get some of these cards. And you'll notice, my deck's actually a fair bit adjusted. I've entirely taken out Ordeal of a Traveler, just because it's clunky and I don't really like to use it. But, in its place, I have Dark Sanctuary. Now, Dark Sanctuary, you immediately read Spirit Message, Destiny Board. Oh, it's garbage card. You only use it for a Destiny Board deck. No, because its secondary effect, other than allowing you to play Spirit Message spells as monsters, so you can free up your spaces, which, by the way, fantastic effect. It has a second fantastic effect, which is any time you get attacked, you flip a coin. If you lose the flip, you not only have the attack negated, but you take half damage back. Which is just fucking stupid. And this doesn't take up one of my fucking continuous trap slots. It's a field spell. And it's a really cool looking field spell too. So, I mean, that right there basically serves the purpose of Ordeal of a Traveler. So now I got Needle Wall throwing dice everywhere, and now I've got Dark Sanctuary flipping coins to stop everything that can possibly be coming at me. Also, I've entirely replaced Curry Bandit with Raikou Lightsworn Hunter, and it's so much... I have already noticed a significant increase to the consistency of this deck. Raikou Lightsworn Hunter, flip effect, destroy one card, not one monster, one card. So not only is this creature removal, but I can also use it to rid the board of spell and trap cards. Awesome. And when he flips mill 3. Okay. Awesome. There is a Lightsworn Barrier spell that that's, so far as I'm aware, you can only get it in the 5Ds era. But if I can get that, suddenly I can negate attacks by milling myself, which would be fucking awesome. But we're not there yet. At the moment, though, I'm looking at this, and it's looking pretty hot. I'm really wanting to get to a point where I can skip enemy controller, skip card destruction, and skip parallel twister. And what I'd really like to do is I'd like to replace those with, twin twisters. Apparently, I can get twin twisters right now, but I wanted to save that for streaming. So, twin twisters is apparently retrievable in the duel challenge with Yugi. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna grind Yugi so we get some twin twisters. Or at a minimum, I'll just do it till I get at least one twin. And then we'll keep going with GX. So I've not fought Yugi's challenge deck yet. All of the challenge decks so far seem to be much more complicated. Opening with Dark Sanctuary is awesome. It's actually a really cool opening hand, although if they opened into me with Harpy's Feather Duster, that would fucking suck. White Princess. It was, oh, it's a Skull Servant deck. That's right. It's, that was implied by the title of his deck. So I've not seen a Skull Servant deck. What the fuck is that? Discard and flip a coin, please. Get fucked. I love that. Okay. Sick. Okay. What the fuck does this guy do? 2 zombie monster fusion. Monsters cannot be destroyed by battle with this card. So he can't destroy anything? At the end of the... Monsters cannot be destroyed by battle with... Does that mean he can't be killed either? Nothing can die if he gets into a fight with it. At the end of the damage step, if this card battled a monster that has an original level, that monster's attack becomes 0. That has an original level? Also, if that monster is still face up on the field, special summon 1 Dark Soul token. You can only control 1 track, okay. So he gets into a battle with a monster. Nobody dies. He can do damage to the opponent, but his whole gimmick is he will spawn Dark Soul tokens that copy my attack and defense. Okay. Well, he's not gonna get a whole lot out of me that way. He's already almost halfway down on health. He can kill himself on my Dark Sanctuary. I love that. I'm already super pleased. Half health, dude. And I have 2 points of targeted removal right now. And freedom to hold shit in my hand. This is going great. White Princess. I haven't read what she does. Looks like she just milled a card. And he just milled some cards. What the fuck are they doing with the banish pile? Okay, King of Skull Servants is out. Nice. You gotta discard and then you'll suffer for it. Everyone's failing their fucking coin flips. I love that. This is so good. I also had like a 5-hour energy or whatever. So that contributes to my mood a little bit. Really should not be consuming caffeine. I'm well aware of this. I can save my Reikos until they actually get through. Oh, like that. Hi there. You activated my trap master. So I put Solemn Judgments in this deck, and it's actually already won me a couple games. Like, I've swung with Uria into the unknown. They activated something that would have killed Uria or reflected Uria's attack back at me, and I Solemn Judgmented for half my health, and I won the game. Because I'm still swinging for like 14k. That's awesome. And I know there's a bunch of other variations of Solemn Judgments, which is cool. I appreciate that there are cheaper, more situationally appropriate versions. He killed himself on Dark Sanctuary. Turn 1, Dark Sanctuary. What the fuck, dude? I'm glad I got 2 of those. Okay, I do not believe I got the card, which is fine. I'll just do it again. Apparently Pegasus has the Medolce cards, but looking at things now, I'm actually thinking that the Medolce monster that I was interested in probably isn't worth actually going for this deck. To make it effective, I would want to have like 3 in the deck, and all it would give me is just like a persistent blocker. And it would prevent me from milling out. It's weird. Let's actually fetch Dark Sanctuary. I know I should probably get some traps instead, but... Twin Twister! That's the card I want. Take 3 if you got him. Sanctuary. Sweet. That looks really cool. The artwork to that, it's just a menacing castle with eyes and mouths in the sky. I mean, what's not to like about it? Now, King of Skull Servants is centered to the deck because he has 1,000 attack for every King of Skull Servants and Skull Servant in the grave, and he's got a bunch of variants that have the effect of being treated as Skull Servants. milling himself. I actually saw that card when I was looking for mill cards. I would love to get rid of holding legs. Fuck holding legs. I do have anti-spell fragrance in this deck at the moment. Going really heavy into the, he's swinging for 4,000, man. Hi there. Gonna kill you. Why am I not activating this? He would not have been able to do what he just did if I hadn't done something about that. But dude, he's milling into the grave to do exactly what I'm doing. How is he activating? During that main phase, you can send the top 2 cards of the deck to the graveyard. Then, if any Lightsworn monsters were sent to the grave by this effect, this card gains 200 attack until the end of your opponent's turn. You can only use this effect of Raiden Hand of the Lightsworn once per turn. Once per turn during the end phase, send the top... Okay, so he's not doubling up on the effect. Just once per turn he can mill 2, and then he mandatorily every turn mills 2. So he mills 4 per turn, basically. He's not interesting enough to justify putting it in my deck, besides, honestly. But, I mean, jeez, he's definitely interesting. Thank you, toll hike. Times like these. Looking at, why did he use Zeus's attack? What is going on? Okay, got rid of that. Got through with a swing. He's gonna mill himself. Okay, this guy's locked down. I'll just lock down the other one. What is this face-down creature? I think you would have flipped it up by now. Can't do shit. Just let him fucking kill himself. Now, there's a legitimate possibility for me to, like, quasi-burn the enemy to death. Because not only is Nightmare Wheel inflicting... now, a couple Nightmare Wheels... for 1,000 points of damage per turn. That's in 8 turns I can kill somebody. But then, anytime they swing and they miss on the coin flip, they're hitting themselves for half as however much they actually got. Which is fucking awesome. I think I can weather this. Even though they got 11k monsters out. He's, if he activates his effect, he's only got a 1 turn left. Of course, if he, like, Harpy's Feather Duster, like, right now, it's game. Nice. I got a Twin Twisters. Hell yeah. Let's put that in the deck. Oops. I was looking for cards for an Amazoness deck, because I like the Amazoness trainee creature. Every time you kill something, it gets stronger. Twin Twisters. Excellent. Whoa. Whoa. Okay, so part of the benefit here is that it's a discard. So when I stock up shit in my hands, I can get rid of it. I don't need to place it down. And especially if I'm going to be running anti-spell fragrance, it's not going to be an issue of clouding my board, which is good. Doesn't let me destroy anything, but I think I'm already good on that front. Haven't run this at all. God damn it. What did I just get rid of? There it is, Parallel Twister. Okay. Sweet. And I'm still looking for another anti-spell fragrance from Grandpa. Boom! Got it. Alright, now I got 2 anti-spell fragrance. Take you on again. I'd like a set of 3 Twin Twisters, please. Whitemare. This is a very... It's weird that this ends up being his challenge deck. It's not super inappropriate, but it's awfully evil for the main character to be running. He's got, I guess he's got some synergy with Summon Skull or whatever. You can discard this card, activate one of the following effects. Oh, okay. So you just kind of skipped on all those effects. It's fine. Let's fetch Uria right away. Maybe not the best move, but... And save Nightmare Wheel for King of Skull Servants. You saw what I was talking about with King of Skull Servants, though. He's basically the Uria equivalent. Alright, Anti-Spell Fragrance. Trap you in defense mode. Ooh, placing face downs. I wonder if he would have done that if I hadn't had anti-spell fragrance. God, I love Full Hike. It is cool. From a different dimension. How'd they get banished? I'm not paying too much attention to their effects. It looks like it's just fucking with their graveyard. I mean, at this point, I'm already of the opinion that I should just be wary that they could throw out something insane like any turn. How did you do that exactly? Oh, see, Book of Life, place face down. The board is getting a little messy. You have a dark hole, huh? Okay. Okay, we got Uria. Place that down. Not in super great shape. Well, I mean, Toll Hike makes it so they can only do one attack anyway. Pretty good in that regard. Oh! Ooh. Sure. Yeah, we'll do that. I forgot. It's anti-spell fragrance. No, that's fine. We'll wait a turn. You have Torrential Tribute, too. Wise not to swing with their King of Skull Servants, but it's not going to save you. Hide again. Bye. Forgot was going to destroy one of my things. I thought I could summon Uria. That's fine. That's one of the drawbacks to Nightmare Wheel. See, this is where a Twin Twister would be great. Forcing everything face down. There is another field spell that would be very promising. There's another field spell that would be very, very promising. It is, and I originally thought it was not in this game because it didn't appear in the first search engine I used. But in the second one, it confirms it is in this game. It's called Trickstar Stage Lights. It's got some Trickstar archetype thing to it. It's like some fucking pop idol archetype bullshit. But one of its effects is that once per turn, you can choose a spell or trap on your opponent's side of the field, and it has to be activated by the main phase, or it gets nuked. So when you have anti-spell fragrance, it will force your opponent to do exactly what they're doing right now. Place all their spell trap cards onto the field, and then every single turn, you're nuking them one by one. That seems great to me. On the flip side, Dark Sanctuary is very lovely, so it's hard to sign off. Plus, Dark Sanctuary, I feel, is more flavorful. It is a dragon type, isn't it? Oh, you're gonna Twin Twister me. Okay. Oh, you know what? He nuked my fucking face down. I should have activated that. Wow. The Solemn Judgment I didn't activate. If I had activated Solemn Judgment, that wouldn't have killed me. Oh, I got Twin Twister, so... Cool there. Alright, deck edit. Twin Twister. Okay, got another one. Now that I have the other one, let's get rid of our card destruction. Yeah, I took out Dried Winds. It's just too situational, and I really don't want my deck to be a life gain deck. Aroma Jar, an amazing card. Dried Winds, if you gain life, target one face-up monster, destroy it. Fucking incredible. Hey, what's up? But I just don't want this to be a life gain deck. Life gain deck, I've already seen, can be stupid powerful, but it's not what I want this to be. So, card destruction goes away. Got 2 Twin Twisters. And... enemy controller has been so useful and so versatile, but holding legs is what I'm wanting to get rid of. I want to get rid of holding legs, but then that'll take up an extra slot down here. I don't know. I kind of have it like evenly divided, 50% traps and then spells and monsters, but it really shouldn't be that way, so I really want to get rid of holding legs, so we'll go for one more. Fortunately, I've gotten 2 already. Finally catch your stream. Never seen Duel Links. This isn't Duel Links. I think Duel Links is the mobile game. This is Legacy of the Duelists. I think Duelist has like a super compact like board. Like instead of 5 spaces, you have 3 spaces to work with, which strictly makes Uria a harder deck to play. Much more so than other types of decks. I open with a Twin Twister. Cool. How you doing, Tesno? This is like normal Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't know if Duel Links has special rules, but yeah, I mean, it's just like normal Yu-Gi-Oh! Save for the things which I don't remember from normal Yu-Gi-Oh! Mizuki? I guess it is a zombie. But then again, there are some rulings changes. Apparently, that's a banned card, sir. Actually, no, I take that back. That's not a banned card. That's a limited card. You can only have 1 copy of that. I'm basically playing against the same deck. What was I gonna say? I was just looking at some rulings for Uria, and something I misremembered was that Uria's the entirety of Uria's effect is you cannot activate cards in response to it. Tired, did only sleep a couple hours. Yeah, it's kind of a weird time period for you, but I guess I guess it's probably early morning your end, huh? Alright, Dark Sanctuary. So apparently there's an old ruling where Uria can come into play, chain his summon into his spell trap destruction, which then allows you to counter Torrential Tribute, Bottomless Trap Hole, and that doesn't make any sense. And apparently, it's been overruled, and that was like old, whatever company, Upper Deck used to run Yu-Gi-Oh! That was an Upper Deck ruling, but now it's all under Konami now, so not that early, 8:30 a.m. Yeah, that's fair. Okay. I was kind of bummed out earlier today because this wasn't really going my way, but I realized there are so many more cards in this game than I originally thought there were. I mean, I'm plenty satisfied. I would have been satisfied to play this game and have it only be OG, like, Yu-Gi-Oh! Era or Dual Monsters era and GX era. If that was it, like, and that was just a self-contained game, I'd enjoy that. But it's also 5Ds, and Arc V, and V Reigns, whatever all that shit is. I've never fucking played before. And it has so many more cards, and I'm just seeing all the shit. Like, Dark Sanctuary. I don't know how old Dark Sanctuary is, but I would have loved to have had this card back in the day. I mean, I was trying to pull off shit like a Clock Tower Prison to approximate something like this, but it was great. I like that. Sounds like the old monster priority rules. Well, that doesn't even make sense, honestly. I mean, when I think about, like, card effects on the stack, he needs to summon to come into play before his other effects can be activatable, right? Like, it doesn't make sense that you can activate a card for a monster in play before the monster is even legally in play. It's just nonsensical. For whatever reason, Yugi's doing much worse than he was in the last two games. Maybe he hasn't got his little... He opened up with Mizuki. That's Mizuki, right? Not Gozuki? Whatever. Okay, now he's doing his combo shit. 3,000 attack. Oh, you're gonna Dark Hole me. Wait, what? Ow! What the shit just happened? Something happened there. He Dark-holed and it didn't kill everything. Did he activate a card from his hand? That's a justifiable thing to complain about, where people say there's no, like, game log where you can see everything that happened and just, like, scroll back through the game actions. Lady in right has a protection effect. Does she? Face up level 3 or lower zombie monsters on the field that cannot be destroyed by battle. Also, they are unaffected by spell trap cards and effects. Oh, okay. Well, I just glossed over that. Okay, well, that sucks. Now I got a 7,000 dude about to swing at me. He's not going to be killed by Needle Wall. All I can hope is that he plays something instead of discarding, which the AI is smart enough not to do, and he loses a coin flip and hits himself for 3,500. Yeah, get fucked. 3,500. Oh no! He jumped up to 10k. Hi there. Oh, you know what? It's because they're banishing cards, which is why their attack drops. It's kind of wonky. Oh my goodness. Now I gotta rely on a Solemn Judgment. Couldn't even do me the favor of killing him. Okay, I got a Solemn Judgment. You got 2 swings. Nice. Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. Very nice. Just discard boosting the damage. He's just milling himself. A bunch of the Skull Servant variants like the can just freely mill him. There's a Light Sworn monster that mills him for 4. Okay, now at this point, I'm wondering if I should even waste a Solemn Judgment on King of Skull Servants. Because he can bring that back pretty easily. Like, I'm not banishing it. Enemy Controller would probably be really good. Let's not accidentally activate that like I have a bazillion times before. No. Save Nightmare Wheel for King of Skull Servants. Good draw. Good roll. Very nice. Nightmare Will seems good as well. Against the king if Lady isn't on the board. If Lady isn't on the board. Why if she's not on the board? She doesn't grow too, does she? I haven't noticed that. Got this guy. We'll just take care of you right here. Because she makes him unaffected by spell or traps while she's in play. Oh no, 300 damage. You can't do that. Charge of the Light Brigade. Why you got some Light Sworn cards in your deck? That's... You're kind of stealing my stealing. There he is. Fucking bullshit. Your opponent succeed in the special summoning. There's a retardedly small window for you to activate stuff. Sometimes an attack comes by and it like it swings. I got like a second to respond. It's really dumb. Destroy a card? Yes. I'm gonna tap you. to still activate. I could tap him, the attack wouldn't even go through, but he could take reflect damage. There was some bullshit that happened in this game a while ago, where something got shuffled into my deck, and I was supposed to draw a card. And somehow the other player got in between it, destroyed. It was Card Trader. I wish. What the fuck is with that? That is way too fucking loud. Holy fuck. I was using Card Trader to shuffle a card from my hand back into my deck. I would draw from that. I shuffled a card into my deck. They Mystical Space Typhooned the Card Trader, and I didn't draw the card! How the fuck does that happen? How do you get in between the activation of the effect and the resolution of the effect? Also, how do you get into a car, drive like that, and not instantly explode from breaking the sound barrier? That's a normal rule? I don't understand that. If I was able to activate the like, the shit that doesn't make sense. I'm like, it's weird because I go into Magic operating by like Yu-Gi-Oh rules, right? And a lot of shit just does not make any sort of fucking sense in Magic, just based on my experience in Yu-Gi-Oh. And then I come from Magic, and I try playing Yu-Gi-Oh, and there's a bunch of shit in Yu-Gi-Oh that just makes no fucking sense, based on my experience in Yu-Gi-Oh. I'm kind of fucked right now. I can't do anything. I can just hope Dark Sanctuary saves me. Which, at least, is more random than, Thank you. Can't write fast enough on the phone. Torrential Tribute. Mayhem for Hire. They legit made a furry deck archetype in this game. They made a zombie lowly archetype for this game. There are some archetypes in this game that are just straight up insane, and others are just obscenely boring. I'm surprised they even bothered to make. Okay, at this point, I am 100% gonna Solemn Judgment a King of Skull Servants if I can. Oh, you're gonna Twin Twister me, huh? Okay, well, that sucks. But I still had more cards to activate. Kinda thinking if I'm going up against removal, I really should have like 3 copies of Twilight. My god, why did you activate that? Come on! What part of activate Solemn Judgment don't you understand? Like I said, the fucking activation window's goddamn stupid. And the middle ground between these extremes... Well, I guess there's a simple mode I haven't tried, but the middle ground between these extremes seems to be... Or the alternative option seems to be every single fucking phase prompts the player. So... I was so morbidly enraged at that. Welcome back. I shall Nightmare Willio. Dude, what fucking part? What fucking part of Activate Solemn Judgment don't you understand? Like, this thing just pops into play, and I've got to be holding the X button to do anything, and nothing happens. Now he's swinging. So fucking goddamn stupid. Why can't I activate Solemn Judgment on that? He's summoning the King of Skull Servants. I should be able to activate off that. You declare your effect, pay the cost, and after that, your opponent decides if he wants to respond. You're talking about Card Trader? You declare your effect, pay the cost. There is no pay the cost step. That part doesn't make sense to me. There is no pay the cost step. There's a pay the cost step in Magic, but that's not a thing in Yu-Gi-Oh! Since when has that been a thing in Yu-Gi-Oh? Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a game where every single card is a wall of fucking text, and the idea that there are conditions to activating various things is not clearly explained in the text. Paying a cost does not start a chain. Okay, I don't know what that means. Paying a cost does not... Okay, so it doesn't. But if I say, I'm gonna use Card Trader, then he can Mystical Space Typhoon my Card Trader before he does that. But that doesn't make any sense, because Mystical Space Typhoon doesn't negate the activation, and I've Mystical Space Typhooned a bazillion fucking normal spells, and continuous spells, and it doesn't stop their effects. I need to use shit like Solemn Judgment, because it negates the effect. So, he can't negate the effect of my Card Trader by destroying it. How in the fucking sin is he able to get in between my card activation and me getting the resolution of the card effect? You need to understand the language. It doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't make any sense to me. Continuous spells and traps are stopped if the card gets removed. Why does that never work when I do it? I had like 3 fucking Mystical Space Typhoons in my deck, and I used them on fucking everything. Somehow they still went off. Like, yeah, the card is removed from the field, but the activation still happens. Are they somehow slower than normal spells? That's also not been my understanding of the rules. And again, I'm going off of rules that are like 15 years old at this point. Once per turn, during your standby phase, you can shuffle 1 card from your hand into the deck. Semicolon, draw 1 card. This is the text of the card. Semicolon marks a cost. You know, semicolon or colons mark like a cost in goddamn Magic. I'm looking at semicolons demarking costs now in Yu-Gi-Oh! And I'm like, well, thank God they're trying to format these cards properly. But Card Trader is an old fucking card. Did it even always used to read like that? I'm gonna see if there's an old text version of this. all the versions that are immediately coming up on Google. Well, it got changed in 2007? Okay, well, maybe I'm onto something, but... I mean, I come from the era before Spear Dragon did something called piercing. Spear Dragon had an entire fucking paragraph dedicated to the idea of doing trample damage. The idea that you can activate an ability like that is a concept that I've not... It seems entirely alien to this game. It doesn't make sense to me. And not to mention, even if I were to grant that it is in fact possible for you to Mystical Space Typhoon my card trader, that pisses me off because this game is so fucking finicky with the activation windows. I need to be holding X for however fucking long just for the game to recognize, oh, I want to activate a card. But when I finally get the game to recognize that I'm wanting to activate Mystical Space Typhoon in response to Card Trader, you're telling me it can be either A, before the card's activation, which was, by the way, how the game worked every single time I fucking played back in the day. It was, I want to activate Card Trader. Before you do that, I play Mystical Space Typhoon. Mystical Space Typhoon goes on the stack. Mystical Space Typhoon resolves first. Card Trader dies. Card Trader's effect does not resolve because Card Trader is not on the field. That's how it always fucking worked from my recollection. That was every single fucking game. If you didn't activate... So, the concept that I can activate Card Trader, throw a card into my deck, not get the card back because you Mystical Space Typhoon after I pay the costs, is entirely fucking alien to me. That is so far outside my realm of understanding Yu-Gi-Oh! Oh my goodness. Click your link here. Problem-solving card text. It's a method of writing card text used for prints released from July 8th, 2011 onwards. The purpose of problem-solving card text is to specify card effects to the point that most situations can be resolved by logically interpreting the card text. Oh, really? Really? That's fucking groundbreaking shit right there. I still need to look at Needlewall and see a fucking paragraph to understand its effects. There's a fucking paragraph. There's a fucking paragraph. There's a goddamn novel. They still suck at keywording a bit. Like, how many keywords have they actually... Excavate? That's new. Piercing? That's new. And that's it. Those are the only things I've seen them keyword. Everything else is still a fucking paragraph. Oh, we've introduced the concept of semicolons. Now, you are able to understand that there are definite steps between our run-on sentences on these fucking cards. Jeez. All cards that make a chain link include a colon or a semicolon somewhere in their text, possibly both. If a card effect does not use either, it does not make a chain link. The activation of a spell or card always makes a chain link, but its effect that resolves with the card itself, if any, does not necessarily use a colon or semicolon. This effect is usually the first effect listed in the card's text. Text before the colon describes activation conditions. Really? That is a legendary... That is When was this changed? This was changed when? 2011. This was changed in 2011. And when did fucking Magic have this? At least like a decade before? At least a decade before? Magic's is like from the 80s or some shit? It reminds me of that fucking shit talking about Metal Gear Solid, learning that fixed camera angles suck and fucking donkey dick. Man, there's a whole fucking they even got a chart for understanding also, after, that, then, and if you do, and changes with notes. Pickup has been changed to excavate. When has been changed to if. This is a quick effect has been changed to quick effect. Graveyard is now GY. Trap card is now trap, spell card is now spell, and zone is now lowercase. Those are all their innovations. Oh my gosh. At least they improved things, right? I'll at least grant that they've improved that. But again, part of my understanding of this game at least has some, you'll have to admit, some charming simplicity to it. If I activate Card Trader, right? If I activate Card Trader, isn't it so much simpler for someone to go, actually, before you do that, I activate Mystical Space Typhoon. Mystical Space Typhoon goes on the stack. You know, cancel your effect. Destroyed it. That's how Magic works. That's how Magic works. Now, granted, Magic is also allows it so if you're countering a card, for instance, like you actually negate the effect of a card and prevent it from coming into play, then you're investing the cost and you're not recouping that cost. So I don't know. It's weird. It's different. This game in 2004 as well. Only had small breaks. Still don't get how magic effects work, but I played like 3 games or so. Do you still remember spell cards being called magic cards? Yeah, that's not so so strange. I don't think they did not keep that for long. Did not stay that way for long. Dark Hole. Great. At least you didn't play anything. Can I Solemn Judgment anything? Fuck you, I'm gonna Solemn Judgment that. You won't let me play Solemn Judgment any other time. I'm gonna play it then. You pay the cost as soon as you try to use the effect in Yu-Gi-Oh! It's like an investment. You pay the cost as soon as you try to use the effect in Yu-Gi-Oh! There's definite nuance to all this. You can Judgment most things. It should have allowed you to negate the Dark Hole as well. I wasn't trying to activate it for Dark Hole, to be perfectly fair. But I was trying to activate it for Skull Servant. And yes, if there is, like, hyper fine-tuned moments where I could possibly activate something in response, this game does not accommodate for it at all. Like I said, I gotta hold down the X button, take however long it takes for the game to realize that, and during that time, it's running through. Like, it's indicating to me, okay, so-and-so is attacking this, right? Maybe when King of Skull Servants comes into play with 10 billion fucking attack, I want to nuke him before he even enters the combat step. Get fucked, though, because he entered the combat step and he's already swinging, right? Give me Dark Sanctuary. Kind of want to get out Uria on Yugi at least once. Yeah, I might be able to do it. Does he have something? Not anymore. Not sure if I understood that right. Well, that's a fucking waste of reasoning. I'm not sure what you're referring to with that. The game just has obscenely small windows for you to activate anything in response. If you're trying to real-time it, and you don't have it on the mode where it asks you every single fucking second if you want to activate a card, which is unplayable, completely fucking unplayable, and yet I still see some people play that way, and it irritates the fuck out of me. Yeah, I mean... You'll have 2 cards to do something. Face down. That seems to be game. Dang it. Just want one more Twin Twister. I would play that way too. The rules you give a big amount of windows to do stuff, and it can make a difference which you're using. I'd rather get annoyed by the system than missing a window. I absolutely would not. I would rather get fucked by the game, ignoring the fact that I have cards on the field, than have the game nag me to press prompts every single fucking phase of the game. Yeah, I don't think you quite understand. I was fucking screaming the very first the very first stream I did for this. It's not pleasant. I deleted it. I deleted it. It was that bad. It was just me being pissed out of my mind at this game. It is so fucking annoying. I will gladly trade being robbed of a Solemn Judgment activation than the fucking prompts coming up. Holy fuck. Opening with Mizuki again. There is a Gozuki card. Guess I will destroy it. It's the only target. level 3. Nope. Do I want to... Good. But I don't want to mill myself out of Uria. Hi there. Getting tired of that. Ooh. That seems nice. You know, I will activate this. Now that I actually pulled that, I will activate this. Two torrential tributes. Okay. Womp womp. Twin Twisters is another example of costs. You activate it to target the cards you want to destroy and discard the card. After that, the opponent is allowed to respond and negate your Twister. That's so weird to me. You know, part of it is also in Magic, you gotta tap the lands. You tap lands to... You tap lands to add mana to your mana pool. And then that mana is already in your mana pool, so the costs have already been paid. Or rather, I guess the costs aren't already paid. You're adding mana to your mana pool. You're dumping mana out of your mana pool in order to play a card, and then if that gets countered, it's spent. Or if you put the monster into play and then it gets destroyed, you know, sunk cost. Something about it doesn't gel with me. Probably just because it's not operating in the way I'm expecting it to operate, so it seems counterintuitive. Thanks for banishing Reiko. Dark Sanctuary. This card is like gold every single time I draw it. I am not hating drawing Dark Sanctuary. I've drawn it doubled up now, but I mean, if this ever got destroyed, I would want to replace it, like, immediately. Ew, okay, you're gonna put your normal skull... They shouldn't even be in the deck, honestly. I guess it's just ammo, but there's probably better value cards to put in there. They can deal with it if they, if he Dark Holes. I mean, Dark Hole will kill Aroma Jar. But on their own, so far as I know, Yugi doesn't have anything in here that deals piercing. Wait, are they unleashed from my card effects because Lady in White is in? Oh, there she goes. There was a card called White Veil. I think it's called White Veil, which is one of the cards I didn't think was actually in the game, based on the first search I did. But turns out it is in the game, and I actually had a copy already. I didn't even realize it. But it's like an equip spell, and it makes it. It's very strange. Talk about weird. Talk about wording a card. It is very strangely worded. It is like during combat, the effects of spell and trap cards your opponent controls are negated. When your monster attacks, your opponent cannot activate spell and trap cards. During damage calculation, or after damage calculation, destroy all spell and traps your opponent controls. So, it's like all set up for you to completely annihilate the opponent's spell and trap cards. And there's like a 3,000 point life point cost if it gets destroyed. Which seems justifiable. But my issue there is that if I just summon out Uria, there's still that window of time where before combat that the opponent can activate something. Stay as is. Guaranteed kill with Needle Wall. Bye, Lady of White. I would have been so annoyed if I came up against an aroma jar. Back in the day. It's just a strictly better Spirit Reaper in practice. Miliocell. Hi there. I don't think that's gonna help you much. Oh? You copied my 500 attacking aroma jar. Brilliant job, dude. Sweet. I'll play whatever, because you're about to fucking deck yourself out. Whoops! Still no Twin Twister. Agent of Mystery Earth. Okay, Dark Sanctuary is too valuable. Much more valuable than Uria a lot of the time. At least for decks like this, where you're going to scale up to something as big as Uria can get. So I'm going to fetch that right away. Opens with Twin Twister. Yep. Oh, you didn't want to risk my face down, huh? Okay. I'm going to take this shadow spell, and I'm going to save it. Get rid of those face downs. Tribute, one of your dimension burials. God, I need to get this card in real life. I'm liking it too much. Really not ideal to have 2 Solemn Wishes out, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Oh wow. Guess what I was saving for you. Needle wall would be good. That's not a needle wall. I'll just use this on whatever. Did nothing. Okay. Did nothing again. Three turns does absolutely nothing. Interesting tactical choices. What is he drawing that he can't play? It really just should be burning you, honestly. I don't want to destroy this shit, though. He's just drawing creatures he can't play because he doesn't have anything to tribute. Okay, I can do something. Okay, well, Twin Twisters. Discard Anti-Spell Fragrance. Get rid of that. And I will also get rid of one of my Salamages. And I'll place this. Wonder why so many games do. You know, that may just be a question for Vriska. Not that she knows a whole lot about console game development, but she might have some insight onto networking stuff. Target to attack. There you go. Good job. You did something. Now I'll start clearing stuff out for you. How about that? Playing on PlayStation? Yes, this is PlayStation. So I'm going to discard from his hands, which I will do shortly as well. I'll just stay as is. Target a banished skull servant. Put it out of. Put it into your graveyard. Ugh, that honestly does not seem great. Excuse me. Why are you attacking me? Oh, because Lady of White is in play. Well, I'm gonna say no. Is this going in the extra monster zone? Yes. Okay. Now he's actually doing something. Ooh, Regeki. Interesting how that shook out. I couldn't enemy controller King of Skull Servants because his attack would go to 0. Sadly. Oh god, no. No. I have a solemn judgment right there! I was literally holding down X while it was activating, and I couldn't do anything. This game chugs a little bit when the computer's thinking. No, I'm not going to do anything. An extra deck would be helpful now. You could take the king and use it for a link summon. Oh, it would have to be awfully specific link summon. Is my understanding that at this point I am able to get a Gustav Max for this deck, and that's an extra deck monster that actually would help out this deck. Not tremendously, but it's a possibility. They both metal reflect slimes. Nope, not that. Yes, I would like to tap you. Didn't actually inflict damage. He would have killed himself right there. And I didn't let him do it. That's the mark of a true friend. There are link monsters that need just 2 monsters in the normal game. I sadly don't know your card pool. I do have a couple extra deck monsters in mind. They are not... I can't get all of them right now, though. I need to do some other stuff in the game first before I can unlock access to them. AI is thinking really hard. Toll hike, bitch. Did you not pay my fee? You owe me a fee of 1 discard. Hello? Are you still hearing me? That's not good. Okay, at least you're hearing me. Almost ducked himself out. Almost gonna kill himself in recoil damage. Solemn Judgment just sitting there being fucking useless. Fortunately, I have the health to take that. Dark Sanctuary does so much work. No kidding! No kidding. That was one of those cards that I thought wasn't in this game, and then I was like, wait a second. This new search engine has cards that the other one didn't have. And then I found Dark Sanctuary. Dark Sanctuary was literally one of the only 2 cards in the Bakura booster pack I hadn't actually drawn yet. There's like 314 cards in that booster pack, and I had 312. And then I saw on the search engine that it's like, oh, it's in the Bakura booster pack. I'm like, what? I can just draw it from, like, the second booster pack in the fucking game. It's like the third booster pack. But then, and so I just drew it a couple times. Boom! Dark Sanctuary. Second to last card to get out of that booster pack. What the fuck? Do it. Fuck. You know, in that situation, I really should have played Nightmare Wheel. And I got my Twin Twister anyway, so you know what? I'm satisfied. I don't give a shit. Okay. Loss doesn't even bother me. This card is not a bad card, but I want it away from me. I want it far away from me. This can also just go away forever. Okay. Alright, I'm shrinking the monster pool a little bit. Triple Twin Twisters. Anti-spell fragrance may be a little bit hard to justify. Whatever. Let's get back to the campaign. After, of course, we check some other stuff. Let me see if there's anything else. I think the Kaiba pack had something I was interested in. Oh, Kaiba has anti-magic arrows. Dragonic Tactics. Tribute to Dragon, special summon one level 8 dragon from your deck. Oh, sweet. Deck Devastation Virus. Tribute one dark monster with 2,000 or more attack. Look at your opponent's hand, all monsters they control, and all cards they draw until the end of their third turn after this card's activation. And destroy all those with 1,500 or less attack. Interesting cards. Herald of Arc Light. An opponent's monster declares an attack, destroy the attack position monster your opponent controls the highest attack. Wait, this game has the new Thunder Dragons. Apparently, there's a bunch of Thunder Dragon type stuff in here. Judgment of Anubis. This is actually a playable card. Your opponent activates a spell card that would destroy spell or trap cards. See, I think I actually had this card in my tournament deck. The only problem is that you can only use it on spell cards, and it can only be used on spell cards that are going to destroy a spell or trap card, and you have to discard to use it. You get a lot more mileage out of some other cards, so... Lullaby of Obedience. 2,000 life points. Declare a monster card name. Your opponent looks at their deck, reveals one of the declared monsters, if there is any, and chooses one of the... Your opponent looks at their deck. Okay. Declared monster is added to the hand of the player who activated this card. Player who activated this card special summons the declared monster to their field in attack position, ignoring its summoning conditions. Bizarre. Azure Eyes Silver Dragon. The knockoff Blue Eyes. Master of the Eyes of Blue. Trial and Tribulation. I like that artwork. Can activate only one Trial and Tribulation per turn. During the end phase of this turn, card was activated. Apply this effect depending on the number of monsters you tributed from the field and from your hand this turn. Except tokens. Seems cool. But I don't tribute monsters, so... Induced Explosion. When cards you control is destroyed by a spell effect, target one card your opponent controls, destroy it. Temple of the Kings, Mystical Beast of Surcat, Legendary Fiend. Once per turn during your standby phase, this card gains 700 attack. King of D looks fucking sick. This card's name becomes Lord of D while on the field. When this card is normal summoned, you can discard one spell or trap. Add a flute to summon the Dude, he's got a triple-necked guitar styled after Blue Eyes. That's just radical, man. Seeing Mausoleum of White is what reminded me that White Veil is probably in this game. Doriato. Doriato. You know, I've always seen the fusion to Doriato, but I don't think I've ever actually seen the real Doriato in person, which is funny. Spell Absorption. Each time a spell card is activated, gain 500 life points. Tribe Infecting Virus. This was fucking meta. This was definitely meta when I was playing. Destroy all face-up monsters of the declared type with one discard. Well, there goes every zombie Yugi has. Thought this game could be fun with some cool retro cards, but it seems like it has much more of the modern unfair stuff. Modern unfair stuff. Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon. It's a ritual card. It's a Blue Eyes ritual card. Your opponent cannot target this card with card effects. Also, it cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. This card attacks a defense position monster. It inflict double piercing battle damage. Inflict double piercing battle damage. Wow. Okay. Ritual summon with Chaos form. Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon. Inflicts double piercing damage. Cannot be targeted or destroyed by card effects. Wow. You gotta beat this thing down, and it's doing double piercing damage to your defense position monsters. Yikes. Aroma Jar doesn't... It does fucking nothing to that. Double piercing... If you have a 0 defense monster in defense position, that thing's gonna kill you. It's 8,000 fucking damage. That's a kill. Monster Reborn. Reborn. Target 3 monsters in your graveyard. Your opponent chooses one. You special summon it. If you do, banish the rest. You can only activate one monster. Funny. Ultimate Creature of Destruction. Target one Blue Eyes monster you control. This turn, that face-up monster is unaffected by card effects. So any opponent's monster it battles is destroyed at the end of the damage step. While this card is in your graveyard, if you normal or special summon a Blue Eyes White Dragon, you can set this card, but banish it when it leaves the field. Dealing 7,200 damage by casually attacking an Aroma Jar. Yeah, basically. Max C is banned. I learned this today. I learned that yesterday. Well, I met the day before yesterday. I forgot the day's already passed. Princesin. Pumpkin carriage. Keeper of the Dragon Magic. That looks like cool artwork. If this is normal special summon, you can discard one card, add one polymerization normal spell or fusion normal spell from your deck to your hand. You can reveal one fusion monster in your extra deck, special summon one of the fusion materials whose name is specifically listed on that monster from your graveyard in face down defense position. You can only use each effect of Keeper of the Dragon Magic. This is just good for fusion cards in general, not even just dragon stuff. That's cool. Give me anti-magic arrows. Castle of Dragon Souls. Everything's dragon related. I remember when Spear Dragon didn't have piercing. Oh no, it doesn't? What? What the fuck? Spear Dragon is like my stereotypical go-to example of a monster that can inflict piercing damage. This game has the errata where it says inflicts piercing damage, and this doesn't say that? During battle between this attacking monster and a defense position monster whose defense is lower than the attack of this card, inflict the difference as battle damage to your opponent. This card attacks. It's changed it. What the shit? Prinzessin is German for princess. I'm not surprised by that. Alright. GX. To be honest, the obviousness is probably a lot more obvious to you because I hear Prinzessin and I don't make any sort of Germanic association when I hear that. Now, if it was like Princessorwurst or something like that, then I like, oh, that sounds vaguely German. Princess Worston. Excuse me? Oh, there's no targets. What the fuck? Did you set a field spell? Why did you set a field spell? Why would you set a field spell? Table of contents. Toon Kingdom. Toon Cannon Soldier. What the fuck did you just do to me? When this card is activated, banish the cards. Your opponent cannot target toon monsters you control with card effects. Well, that sucks, because I have 2 shadow spells and a nightmare wheel. That kind of fucks me over. And now I can't even sacrifice these for Uria. Well, shit. Toon Kingdom. The German part might not be obvious, but it seems like you could guess that Prinzessin could be princess. Yeah, that much is probably guessable. I'm gonna need to destroy my own cards at this rate. Actually, I don't want to do that. I'm going to fetch Raikou. I'm going to set Raikou. You're going to flip Raikou. And then I'm going to kill your fucking Toon Kingdom. Oh, or that. That too. That's also an option. I have to set it. I have to set it. Are you mad? Why can't I act? Oh, because my own anti-spell fragrance. I'm stupid. Never mind me. Time to trash you. Oh, and I killed you too. Sweet. Oh, you're gonna set it again? You're gonna set it again? I got an idea for you. How about we Twin Twister, Shock and Uria, get rid of your trash. Yeah, that's right. Fuck your Toon Kingdom. Field spells, Achilles heel. It's the same thing with the old Toon card. It wasn't Toon Kingdom. What was it? It's not Toon World. I don't remember what it's called. He has to set the field spell. Yeah. Oh, look at that! Another Twin Twister. It is Toon World? I don't know why I thought it wasn't Toon World. Good shit. Oh, hi there. Let's burn you. Nice. Removed one of them. Toon Cyber Dragon. Well, fortunately I drew the Twister and fetched Raikou. That could have gone very badly otherwise. Okay. Toon Ancient Gear Golem. While you control Toon World and your opponent controls no Toon monsters, this card can attack your opponent directly. If this card attacks a defense position monster, inflict piercing. If this card attacks, your opponent cannot activate any spell or trap until the end of turn. Yikes. I just realized the reason he set that card is because I have anti-spell fragrance. I put this card out and I forget it even exists. I will hold on to that for when I see another field spell. Myself a little bit. 3. Target one toon monster you control. It can make a second attack. No, we're not doing that. Killed me anyway. Alright, well now I know what to expect. That's gonna help a bit. Want to nuke his field as quickly as possible. Dark Sanctuary will help a lot. Attacking directly is not really going to help with that. Still has to pay if he attacks directly. Needle will still activate. Shadow spell. You know, putting out like 2 shadow spells in a fucking nightmare wheel is just bad strategy in general. I really shouldn't have done that. Hi there. Cyber Dragon is... The normal Cyber Dragon is such a fucking pain. I find it amusing to actually see, like, a smarmy cartoon version of it. I'm not gonna play a second Needle Wall. I need to diversify my traps. My trap portfolio. Fucked. I love that. Dark Sanctuary is a new favorite. Absolutely. I'm not even using the full card effect, and I just really like it. It looks cool, it's flavorful, it serves a valuable layer of defense for this deck. And it's funny to just have my opponent just kill themselves trying to get through it. Most toons cannot attack the turn they are summoned, and you do not need to use Shadow Spell immediately. Toons can't attack the turn they are summoned. I don't remember that. Cannot attack the turn it is summoned. Cannot attack the turn it is summoned. I seem not to remember that feature of toon monsters. But I guess it's a fair way to balance them. It's the exact same card, except it can attack directly. Get back to that. Table of contents. All 3 copies of Toon Table of Contents. Toon Kingdom. pay the toll. A little bit. Sacked. For Saboteur. Alright. Womp womp. There are some exceptions to the tune rule. Well, clearly not all tunes even require a tune field spell to be out in play. It used to be, at least from my recollection, all tune cards acted that way. Spell fragrance. Sure, we'll play that. Nothing in your hands. Sweet. I'm in good shape. Yeah, let's fetch Uria, shall we? Hi there. Milled reasoning. Nothing. Alrighty then, let's do it. And I'll keep toll out. I was a little hasty about that, but whatever. I can afford to swing. Paying the toll just makes my attack go up. Jaden. Dandelion is banned, sir. That's a banned card. Cannot be tributed for a tribute summon, but I bet you could use it as a Link or XYZ material. Hi there. You can use it for a Link Synchro or Fusion summon, but not for an XYZ summon. Not for an XYZ summon? Why is that? Are XYZ summons counted as tribute summons? This is news to me. Early Uria. What do you got? Can't tell you why, to be honest, but all tokens are not usable for XYZ summons. Yeah, that's weird. I was thrown off and annoyed maybe a couple days ago when I was playing through this. Someone used Scapegoat, and you know how on the sheep tokens it says they cannot be tributed for tribute summons, right? Bitch motherfucker, like, sacks 3 of them to summon some fucking Link monster. Oh, I fetch at this. I like Dark Sanctuary so much, I just want more. Did I not swing? I think I forgot to swing. That's a problem. There goes reasoning. It has nothing to do with the can't be tributed part. Even tokens that can be tributed can't be used as XYZ material. So it must be just like some unspoken property of XYZ summoning, I guess. Why did I summon you in defense position? Get trashed. Scapegoat was a meta card back when the first Link monsters came out. Was a nice throwback. Now I'm seeing variants of Scapegoat. I don't know that there were any variants of Scapegoat back when I was playing. Time for a change of wallpaper. Nice. Okay, let's change you to attack position. Set that. Man, the AI really takes a while to think sometimes. Needle wall would be useful. Alright, if he did, like, miracle fusions out of his grave, I'll solemn judgment it. That's the game plan. Got something weak enough? No. I was hoping it was a Burstinatrix or something. Alright, I think that's game. Stray Lambs is an old, strictly worse variant of Scapegoat. Is it actually strictly worse? I don't know if I recall. I don't remember if Scapegoat was ever limited or even banned. I would doubt it was banned. But it may have been limited at one point, and so they made like a nerfed version of it. So it wouldn't be strictly worst because you could play all three of them. Special summon 2 Lamb tokens. Use something in defense position. You cannot summon other monsters the turn you activate this card, but you can set. Yeah, my guess is with the whole limited, semi-limited thing. That's how I reason that out. They don't otherwise make worse versions of existing cards you can already play 3 of, you know? Oh, 2 Twin Twisters right into the grave, first thing. That's not good. It's basically half a Scapegoat, and you have a point with that argument. Oh, not doing anything. I'm not going to activate Shadow Spell on it. Nice. Equipped a monster. Hunter Dragon. mishmash of garbage cards he's playing. I'm not noticing a theme. And then he tributes them all for nightmare-themed Ultramax. He is unaffected by card effects, and he can do double piercing damage. I wonder how many cards he'll set down if I play Anti-Spell Fragrance. Do you own terraforming in this game? I do, actually. But, I'd rather not take up the extra card slots for a third fetch for the field spell. Plus, I'd also rather not replace one of my copies with it. It would thin my deck one card more, but then if my only copy gets nuked, I don't have a replacement copy, you know? So you did place some cards down. Let's just wipe those out. What card is throwing them into play? Is it this thing? Target one level 3 or lower dragon monster in your graveyard. Equip that dragon monster to this card. Oh, that's the theme. It's just a bunch of cyber dark creatures that can attach other dragons to them for an attack bonus. Okay. Well, let's just kill all of it. Sweet. Glad I was able to contribute. This thing has 100 attack. Oh, for my shadow spell. What did I have face down? Solemn Wishes. Sure, we'll Twin Twisters. Thought it might be better than Gold Sarcophagus because you use it most of the time to get the field spell. You're only seeing that. You're literally only seeing that because I just got this, and most of the times I'm fetching for it, I either already have Uria in hand, or I'm playing against somebody like the Skull Servants, right? The Skull Servants, where they're already got like some monster on the field with a competing attack value to Uria. In which case, he's just going to mill himself out. I'm much better suited just to stalling him out, letting him die on Dark Sanctuary by swinging and then taking like 4,000 in reflect damage, and then milling himself out to pump him up that high, than to actually fetch Uria and try to swing at like a comparable attack level. Now when they got, you know, a level, something with 100 attack on the field, and I can Twin Twisters this back row, then it's very justifiable to fetch Uria, sack, put into play, have a few thousand attack points, deal the difference through this guy for a kill. Like, that's when I would fetch for Uria. Definitely not only going to be using it for fetching Dark Sanctuary. In terms of, if I did only use it for Dark Sanctuary, absolutely it'd be it'd be a strictly better card. Generally speaking, when I play Gold Sarcophagus, it's to fetch Uria. Occasionally I use it for other cards, like for removal, if I really need it. Well, shit. Now I don't have... Now I can't destroy 2 whole things with Twin Twisters. I mean, I could try to swing. What is that? Oh, he's gonna fuse? What are you gonna fuse? Triple fusion? What is this? Cyber Dark Dragon. Horn plus Edge plus Keel. I forgot this was a deck, wasn't it? I never played against anybody who had these cards. Seems vaguely familiar, though. 2. 2 would have been funny. Alright, what is this? This card is special summon. Target one dragon monster in your graveyard. Equip that target to this card. He only comes into play with 1,000. This card gains attack equal to the equipped monster's original attack. This card gains 100 attack for each monster in your graveyard. This card will be destroyed by battle. Destroy that equipped monster instead. Okay, well, I'm not too worried about that. Let's kill you now. We'll sack that. Get rid of that. Actually, I should have kept enemy controller. No. Oh, that's not lethal. That is not lethal. Very interesting. Well, so long as it's not lethal, let's just kill this thing. Switches to defense mode. Like a bitch. Cyberdark isn't a good deck. He made a 3 material fusion, and your response was that you're not worried about that. I'm worried of when my opponent summons something huge onto the field. Generally speaking, I'm not worried about it unless it can swing for more than I can absorb if all my defenses fail. Or it's immune to something. He comes into play with, like, Blue Eyes level damage. I'm not terribly worried. I mean, Blue Eyes level damage, like, he had less than 3,000, and I have a Metal Reflect Slime in play. He can't attack directly. Sure, he can beef himself up, but he's beefing himself up by 100 points per monster in the grave. And he's not even milling himself as hard as King of Skull Servants. King of Skull Servants gets 1,000 per monster in the grave. That's every monster in the grave. Nightmare Wheel in this case isn't really best at burning you, but just keeping you in place. Although realistically, you're probably going to die from burn. Infernal Dragon. If it attacks, destroy this card. We got some new cards in the normal Yu-Gi-Oh! A few weeks ago. They might be more playable. I'm not keeping up with new Yu-Gi-Oh! At all. I just bought a shit ton of new cards, and like 90% of it is shit I've never seen before. So, it's all new to me. So, the newest of the new is kind of meaningless. You know what I mean? So when I see something, it's like, oh hell, that's fresh and awesome. They're like, oh well, okay, well, that came out in 2015. Nobody gives a shit about it anymore. Okay, but it's cool to me, right? Because I've never seen it before, and it's got a neat effect, and I can think of how that would fit into a deck. Oh, this shit came out last week? Who cares? I'd rather try to stall out a burn. If this guy's gonna be running, like, generic dragons, he should be running shit like Mirage Dragon. Mirage Dragon would actually give me some trouble. Out of Avarice. Don't know how you're supposed to summon this thing fast, though. Cyber Dark End Dragon. Cyber Dark Dragon plus Cyber End Dragon. You may be surprised at the crazy shit people gotta put out to put out, like, the latest and greatest Blue Eyes, you know? Must be either fusion summoned or special summoned, So there you go, right there. It's a fusion monster with extra special summoning conditions. That's how they make it easier these days. By attributing one level 10 or lower Cyber Dark Fusion monster equipped with Cyber End Dragon. Unaffected by your opponent's activated effects. Once per turn, you can equip one monster from either graveyard to this card. This card can attack a number of times each battle phase up to the number of equipped cards equipped to it. Wow, okay, so it doesn't gain attack, it just starts at 5,000, and then I can attack with 5,000 X number of times. That's pretty cool. I appreciate that they have a consistent style for these monsters, but, I don't know. I've never been terribly partial towards, like, the Cyber Dragon and Cyber Dark variants of monsters. Although that was 100% a meta deck back in the day. I'm just gonna let you burn. Sure if the alternative condition is easier or harder than the normal fusion. Oh, almost surely. Well, actually, you know what? The fusion is probably easier. They've made the fusion. They've made fusing enemies. They've made fusing monsters so much simpler. Is there anything I want to fetch? I probably got some money to spend right now. What is that fucking noise I'm hearing? There's like some sort of whirring in the background, and I don't know what it is. I could try to do the Panic Challenge and pull a Gustav. A Gustav Max. That'd be winning me some money rather than spending some money. I need to save some money for the 5Ds packs when I finally unlock those, for what it's worth. I can hear that through my headphones. It's really annoying. Okay. 79.3% complete. Let's just go. Yeah, I have a vague feeling that sound is coming from my refrigerator, and I really want it not to be coming from my refrigerator. Give me a moment here. Squeaky chair. Yeah, that's my fucking fridge. There's probably like some sort of fan in the freezer compartment dying in there. Okay. Sartorius Kumar looks plug ugly. Pretty sure I do not normally hear that fan. I mean, why am I only just now noticing it? I think I'll do this match and then end it here. The streams have been consistently 2.5 hours each, so I'm trying to stick to that. And after this, we should be, what, 80% done with GX? I got Uria, so I'll fetch Raikou. Two Raikou. Should've hiked. Didn't hike. Neo-Spacian. Hero counterattack. Final activated. Sweet. Silent Doom. Oh my god. I have never seen that before, and god, I continue to hate their choices for who gets special summoning animations. I have never liked Elemental Hero Neos, and I don't know if I ever watched any part of the show that he's actually even in. He just looks fucking stupid. He looks like Condom Man. Just a big, dumb fuckhead. Not entirely sure what happens. Something happened. Why are you playing Toll Hike? Isn't that card contradicting Geoism? This deck is all about torture. If you know anything about Geoism, you would understand that torture and Geoism just go hand in hand. At what point did you believe my political alignment was not entirely conforming to my sadistic nature? For what it's worth, I legit, in my main, like, Magic the Gathering deck, I also have land tax. Although, that is a good part of the reason for that is for the meme. But it's also a good card. It's a genuinely good card. And it actually suits my deck very well because my deck is all land-oriented. Which I decided on entirely independently of my political views, for what it's worth. God, that's so sudden and loud, it just reminds me of the frickin' Dark Magician Girl summoning animation. That's really loud, too. The volume level on everything is, like, set equally. So, the volume level for the background music and the sound effects is all the same. These animations just are deliberately way loud. I don't know if I even want to play Anti-Spell Fragrance. I'm also questioning whether I should even have 2 Anti-Spell Fragrance. Does it happen every time you summon? Every time! Every single time. I was playing against fucking Kaiba, and he played, like, Blue Eyes every goddamn turn, and I have to see this Blue Eyes summoning animation every single turn. The most annoying part is that there are cards in this game worthy of a summoning animation, like Uria, Lord of Searing Flames, but instead fuckheads like Elemental Hero Neos, which is a normal goddamn monster, get it. Not only that, Flame Swordsman gets a summoning animation in this game. He gets a super special, ultra unique summoning animation in this game. Flame fucking Swordsman. But Uria doesn't get a fucking summoning animation. Obelisk the Tormentor is in this game. I had one of the fucking characters in this game play Obelisk the Tormentor against me. Obelisk the Tormentor doesn't have a summoning animation, but Flame Swordsman does? What kind of bullshit is that? I'm gonna build a deck that just spams out the most spammable monster that gets an animation to annoy my opponent. Pick one of the loud ones, like Dark Magician Girl. It's just loud, bubbly, crackly ass. Oh no! Elemental Hero Neos died! That's so dramatic and meaningful and poignant and important because he's like the card. He should have like a dying animation. Like it's so significant when something happens involving Elemental Hero Neos. I'm more concerned when Jaden plays Thunder Giant. Motherfucker! Oh my god. Speaking of, Thunder Giant also has a summoning animation. Jaden, as far as I am, at the moment, Jaden is the only Jaden is the only character. It's now occurring to me. Yeah, you just load your deck up with all of the monsters in the game that have summoning animations, and just annoy the ever-loving shit out of the online opponents. I don't know any reason why you wouldn't be able to do that. Oh, I just want to murder you. Just murder the fuck out of you. Don't activate anything. Now you can't get back. Cool. I could have Harpy's Feather Dustered it. Like a smart person, but I'm not a smart person. Which is why I just sacked Uria. Don't worry, I got a second one. I was just thinking, it's like it's Raikou. I don't want to sack Raikou. He's got a flip effect that still needs to be activated. Sacks Uria, unironically. What the fuck? Speaking of avoiding, like, wasting flip effects, now Aroma Jar's in play, and it's just a fuck all 400 defense monster. I got issues. Did you flip face down? How'd you do that? I can't see it now. Let's try that again. $1,400 attack. There we go. Okay. I am at 80.9% complete. I got less than a dozen fights left. Can almost get to 5Ds. There's so many cards I want out of 5Ds. Okay. Well, I'm going to end it off there. Actually, you know what? I could just draw some cards. Just draw some cards. Round it out. Heartless drop-off. I didn't get anti-magic arrows. I should be looking for those. Majesty with blue eyes. Have a good one, Tesnu. Mirror Force Dragon. Must be special summoned with the Fang of Critias using Mirror Force. When monsters you control is targeted for an attack or an opponent's monster, destroy all monsters your opponent controls. That seems really good. Thunder Dragon Duo. Dragon Shield. There we are. Anti-magic arrows. The start of the battle phase. For the rest of this turn, after this card resolves, spell trap cards and their effects cannot be activated. Cards and effects cannot be activated in response to this card's activation. Perhaps not the best, but certainly useful. and go face off. That looks cool. Chaos form. Can be used to ritual summon any Chaos or Blackluster Soldier ritual monster. Must also tribute monsters from your hand or field and or banish Blue Eyes White Dragon or Dark Magician from your graveyard whose total levels exactly equal the level of the Chaos or Blackluster Soldier ritual monster you ritual summon. Rage with Eyes of Blue. So many different iterations of things having blue eyes. Other anti-magic arrows? Cool. Rider of the Storm Winds. Target one dragon normal monster you control. Equip this monster from your hand or field to that target. If a monster equipped with this card attacks a defense position monster, inflict piercing damage. If a monster equipped with this card would be destroyed, destroy this card instead. That's really cool. I really like that. That is very flavorful, mechanically cool, and useful. So, you have a little person, you summon Blue Eyes or something. It only works on a dragon normal monster, which sucks. That's the worst part about this. But you can throw out this little person, attach it to the monster. They will now sacrifice themselves to keep that monster alive and give them the added benefit, not of damage, but of inflicting piercing damage. That's cool. I like that. That's better than other versions of this same concept. You have different sort of Dragon Rider monsters and stuff. Like the Union monsters. Alright, well that's all my money. Gonna end off there. Have a good one. Bye.